Victor Newman had always been a step ahead of his enemies, but the latest threat was unlike anything he had encountered before. His trusted ally, Michael Baldwin, had uncovered a disturbing truth. Damien, the mysterious newcomer, had far-reaching connections in the underworld. But the key to understanding Damien's true intentions lay with one person, Aristotle Dumas. Aristotle Dumas was an enigma. No one knew their true identity, but their influence was undeniable. Michael, at Victor's command, prepared to leave Genoa City to uncover the truth, setting off a chain reaction that would shake those closest to him. Lauren Baldwin was furious. She had always stood by Michael, but his blind loyalty to Victor put their marriage at risk. "You're chasing ghosts for Victor. Do you even see what this is doing to us?" she demanded. Michael had no answers. He knew the danger but felt compelled to see it through. His departure would change everything. Meanwhile, Audra Charles was caught between two men, Nate Hastings, her current love, and Holden, a man from her past she could never quite escape. Holden still carried feelings for her, but Audra had made her choice. "It's over, Holden. I need to move forward," she told him. But was it truly over? Nate, sensing the tension, questioned whether Audra had completely shut the door on her past. He had fought to build something real with her, but doubt gnawed at him. "Can I trust you?" he asked, his voice heavy with uncertainty. As secrets unraveled and loyalties were tested, Victor's empire stood on the edge of a storm. With Michael pursuing Aristotle Dumas and Audra, torn between love and history, the future of Genoa City had never been more uncertain. Would Victor's power hold strong, or was this the beginning of his downfall? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The young and the restless spoilers indicate that Ashley Abbott is still suffering from DID. Ashley has several over-personalities, but no one knows exactly why. Ashley has been through months of therapy and admittedly still cannot access the trauma that caused her to have this split. Will the Abbott house remodel be the key to Ashley's DID? Ashley Abbott had a traumatic experience in Paris. Ashley had a traumatic experience dealing with her issues with Tucker McCall. After freaking out over a fight with Tucker, Ashley thought she was talking to her friend Alan Laurent. However, Alan's brother Martin Laurent had taken his place. Martin completely traumatized Ashley, causing her alters to emerge. Ashley had no idea what had happened until she went to Paris, and Alan, after his brother died, managed to help Ashley realize what Martin had done to her. Ashley then agreed to go get help and checked herself into a clinic in Paris for therapy. What caused Ashley Abbott's first break? Try as she might, even with therapy and hypnosis, Ashley still cannot figure out what caused her first break. If Ashley could get to the bottom of it, then she could work through this and banish her alters for good. However, Ashley's portrayer, Eileen Davidson, recently hinted on social media that the alters may soon return. Ashley hasn't been seen since her daughter Abby Newman returned from her honeymoon. At the time, Ashley admitted that she hadn't gotten rid of her alters. However, she was doing okay at keeping herself in charge of her body. How long can Ashley continue to stay in control now that the alters could resurface? Is the Abbott house the key to the alters? With Eileen hinting that the alters may be returning, could the Abbott house remodel be the key? Perhaps years ago, someone was working on the house and something happened to Ashley. Could she have been attacked by one of the workers who were working on the house and created her alters to protect herself? If this is the case, the remodel could certainly help her to put her life back together and allow her alter to go away. Diane has just started to remodel the house, but promises to not make too many changes. Will these subtle or not so subtle memories allow her to finally heal thanks to a simple remodel? Will Ashley finally remember that happened to her and why? Come here for all things I and R check back, often for the young and the restless news, spoilers, and updates. The Young and the Restless fans have much to discuss, including a missing Sharon. February sweeps are winding down, with we and R kicking things up a very much-needed notch to end the month. Last week, Phyllis went MIA, sending Summer and Daniel into panic mode. Now Sharon can't be found, with Maria and Nick sounding alarm bells. The video for the hit CBS soap teased the two families realized Sharon and Phyllis' disappearances are not a coincidence. Maria points fingers at Phyllis for being behind Sharon going MIA, but that isn't the case. Where is Sharon on The Young and the Restless? From the second Phyllis was suddenly nowhere to be found, the rumor mill was buzzing that Ian was back in the mix. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal Sharon and Phyllis are in grave danger as they are forced to make unthinkable decisions. This only adds more fuel to the fire that Ian has both women. Today's episode ended with Sharon and Phyllis knocked out and locked in a basement. All signs point to the two enemies being forced to team up to save their own lives. Ian seems to be the only person who would go to such lengths unless Y&R gives us a new villain, which seems doubtful. Everyone in Genoa City thinks Ian is dead, so he won't be on anyone's radar, giving him the perfect chance to finish his revenge plan. What is next for Phyllis and Sharon? Thanks to spoilers, we know the two women are in dire straits. After months of fighting, mostly with Phyllis coming for Sharon, their lives are in each other's hands. February sweeps ends this week, so whatever happens will push the storyline forward until May sweeps. I&R fans shouldn't expect this to be wrapped up this week either. The good news is that neither Sharon nor Michelle wants to leave the hit CBS soap. Therefore, fans can be assured that Phyllis and Sharon will eventually emerge from this mess alive, but definitely not unscathed. Honestly, it will be a nice change of pace to see Sharon and Phyllis forced to team up to put their hatred of each other behind them. In other soap news, today marks the debut of Beyond the Gates, and you can see how Y&R stars are supporting the new show here. The Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers reveal that the next 2 weeks in Genoa City will be jam-packed with excitement, intrigue, and Y&R's signature soapy corporate drama. 2 of the town's residents are missing, and several characters will be involved in solving their mysterious disappearance. Here are the spoilers for February 24th to March 7th. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Week of February 24th to 28th. Phyllis Newman and Sharon Newman are missing. It's likely connected to the fact that supervillain Ian Ward isn't really dead. Adam Newman convinces Chelsea Lawson to have a romantic dinner with him. He's determined to make a reunion with Chelsea work. Can Adam's charm sway her? It certainly seems so because spoilers hint that the two of them will give in to temptation. Longtime rivals Phyllis and Sharon are both hostages. Can they put their mutual disdain to the side and work together to get out of a dire situation? Audra Charles proves how committed she is to her relationship with Nate Hastings and tells him the truth about her past with Holden Novak. Audra's honesty will strengthen the bond she and Nate share. She also makes it clear to Holden that she's devoted to her man and warns him not to cross the line. Victor Newman asks Michael Baldwin to find information about Damien Kane for Lily Winters. Meanwhile, Damien decides to stay in Genoa City. He may purchase a new home or make himself comfortable at GCAC. Damien claims he wants to be around for his mother, Amy Lewis, but he's really more interested in getting to know Lily. Victor advises Nick Newman against reuniting with Sharon once she's found as the mustache wonders if Nick still has romantic feelings for her. The Young and the Restless spoilers, March 3rd to 7th. Billy Abbott wants updates on Phyllis, but Nick and Daniel Romalotti-Giordot are hesitant to fill him in on the whole story. They figure that the less Billy knows, the better. Fans may receive more information about Phyllis and Sharon, who kidnapped them. We predict the obvious. Ian Ward, Phyllis and Sharon continue to try to come up with an escape plan. Will Nick and Chance Chancellor be any closer to figuring out what happened to the two women? Suspicion surrounds who took Phyllis and Sharon. We know they will fight back against whoever has them, and probably work together to get free. We hope they are gone as long as Sharon was when she was held hostage by Jordan Howard. However, we have to wonder if they'll come out of this with a new understanding of each other and maybe even call a truce. Summer Newman seeks comfort from Kyle Abbott as Claire Newman may start to worry that they are getting too close and she could become jealous. When it comes to soap operas, characters can be retired, return, and be played by a new actor at the drop of a hat. However, one soap star suspects he has a little job security. Joshua Morrow of The Young and the Restless believes Nick Newman won't be leaving Genoa City anytime soon. Joshua Morrow's been part of the soap since 1994. The conversation came up when Morrow was chatting with Us Weekly over the soap's 13,000th episode. According to the actor, there's no reason fans should think they've seen the last of Nick anytime soon. Morrow joined The Young and the Restless back in 1994, where he took on the character of Nick. Beforehand, the role had been played by a variety of actors, including a pair of twin child actors. Having been part of the show for years, Morrow noted, "At the risk of sounding overly confident, my character is pretty central to the show." As he shared with the publication, "There will always be a Nick Newman, whether it's me playing him or not. That is up to me and the show, but Nick will always be around." Morrow added that, "I have no concerns about that. I hope that doesn't come across as anything less than just knowing what the character brings to the show. It has nothing to do with me. I don't want to come across that way, but the Newman family is very important." Morrow explained there's some overlap between him and Nick. The actor also highlighted some of the show's longtime viewers. As she noted, "To hear about people who have invested that much time of their life in us, it just makes me feel so proud." Morrow also talked about how hard he and his castmates work. "I mean, we have to learn basically a play every day, like the amount of work that we have to put in studying, being on point, because we're now at a point in time where we have to have most things in one take, which is very stressful," he noted. The actor also highlighted that after all these years, he has put a lot of himself into his character. He mused, "I honestly learn about 80 to 85% of it, and I make up the rest, meaning I'm just, sort of, interjecting my own personality in it, because nobody knows Nick as well as I do. So they trust me to sort of make it my own in the way that I do, and that's how you go about it." In the cold pre-dawn darkness, Sharon woke with a jolt, her heart pounding in her chest as the shrill, horrifying sound of an alarm shattered the silence. It was not a gentle awakening. The sound was grating and persistent, echoing off the peeling walls of what appeared to be an abandoned asylum. As her eyes fluttered open, still heavy with the remnants of sleep, she heard a deep, distorted male voice booming through the room. Laden with malice and authority, the voice cut through the haze of confusion like a knife. "Why is it like this?" Sharon thought frantically. "Who is that? Why did he kidnap me?" The questions raced through her mind as she tried to piece together the fragments of her memory. Her pulse raced in time with the unrelenting alarm, each beat a reminder that every second counted. With trembling hands, she reached for the thin, stained blanket that covered her and slowly rose to her feet. The room she occupied was dimly lit by the pale glow of emergency lights, their weak illumination barely revealing the decrepit state of the room. The walls were lined with outdated, rusted medical equipment, and the floor was littered with debris that testified to years of neglect. Following the eerie instructions given by the voice, Sharon moved cautiously down a narrow corridor. The sound of her footsteps echoed in the vast emptiness of the building, mingling with the persistent alarm. It was then, around a corner shrouded in shadow, that she encountered another figure. Standing under the flickering light was Phyllis, a woman whose very presence radiated both defiance and despair. Phyllis's eyes were wide with shock, her face pale as she took in the surreal situation. "Why are we both victims?" Sharon exclaimed in a quivering voice, her mind reeling at the realization that this was no ordinary abduction. The atmosphere was thick with danger, and the grim truth began to dawn on them. They were ensnared in a trap orchestrated by someone with a deeply twisted sense of control. The man's voice had been clear in his message. There was a price to be paid, and the cost of their freedom was yet to be determined. "Give me your price," Sharon pleaded desperately, her voice echoing in the empty corridor. "I'll pay any amount you want. Please let me go. I don't want to be here for another second." But her desperate appeal was met not with compassion, but with cold, calculated cruelty. The disembodied voice responded with chilling finality. "You will play a game. A perilous contest demanded their cooperation. Unite to escape," the voice commanded, its tone leaving no room for negotiation. The message was clear, despite any animosity or hatred that might exist between them. Survival hinged on their ability to work together. As Sharon and Phyllis stood in the cold, abandoned hallway, the weight of their predicament began to sink in. They were trapped in an old, dilapidated psychiatric hospital, a place where the remnants of forgotten horrors still lingered in every creaking door and shadowed corner. The building was far more than a mere setting. It was a character in its own right. Its decaying corridors were lined with an array of surveillance cameras that glinted ominously under the sparse lighting. Every move they made was being watched by unseen eyes, amplifying their vulnerability. Phyllis, who had harbored a long-standing animosity towards Sharon due to past betrayals and unresolved conflicts, felt a surge of conflicting emotions. In the midst of fear and panic, the bitterness of old wounds bubbled to the surface. Yet, faced with the prospect of a merciless captor and an unknown enemy, she realized that personal grievances had to be set aside. Survival demanded unity, even if it meant swallowing years of resentment. With a deep, steadying breath, Phyllis nodded at Sharon, a silent agreement passing between them. The game, as outlined by the sinister instructions echoing through the corridors, was simple in concept yet brutal in execution. They had to navigate through the labyrinthine corridors of the asylum, overcome a series of challenges, and eventually unlock the secrets that held the key to their escape. Each door they encountered was a potential trap, and every hallway might lead them closer to freedom or deeper into the clutches of their captor. Young and the Restless spoilers revealed a panic scene where Sharon and Phyllis wake up locked in a dark room, panicking about what is happening. Sharon Newman wakes up in a cold room where she can't remember where she is. The alarm suddenly rings in her ears, causing unbearable pain. She puts her hands on her head, feeling like some force is controlling her mind. The unfamiliar sounds make her confused and disoriented. She screams in confusion. "Who are you? What do you want from me?" Sharon looks around, her eyes searching for anything that can help her understand what is happening. A door appears in front of her, but it doesn't budge when she tries to open it. A feeling of desperation rises in Sharon's heart, but she can't give up. She bangs on the door, shouting, "Is there anyone? Someone help me!" But the silence only adds to the fear and confusion in her mind. Was this some kind of nightmare game, or had she really lost her mind? These questions keep repeating in Sharon's mind as she tries to figure out how to escape this mysterious cell. As the alarm sounds again, Sharon realizes that this situation is very real, not a dream, not a nightmare. Everything is real, and she has to find a way to get out of here. She looks down at the floor and sees a body lying motionless. "Phyllis?" Sharon asks, her voice trembling, touched by the despair of realizing that her best friend is there. She rushes over to shake Phyllis awake. Phyllis opens her eyes, squinting at Sharon before realization dawns. "Oh no," she whispers as she realizes Sharon is here with her. Phyllis begins to wake up and see the seriousness of the situation they are both facing. She looks at Sharon, her eyes filled with worry and fear. Yet part of her doesn't want to despair. Phyllis knows that once they calm down together, they can figure out a way out of this. "Sharon, we have to stay calm," Phyllis says, her voice trembling but determined. "Don't let fear take over. Together, we'll figure out a way out of this." Phyllis looks around the dark room, trying to take in any details that might help them. But the room seems to be filled with nothing but gray walls and dark shadows, making everything seem more confusing than ever. Sharon takes a deep breath, trying to control her confusion. Are we in some kind of game, or are we just pawns in someone else's hands? Sharon wonders, unable to deny the growing unease in her heart. "We can't let ourselves be pawns in this game," Phyllis says, her voice hardening. "We have to find a way to regain control. There must be a way out." With that, the two women begin to work together to find a way out. Sharon searches the room for items, while Phyllis tries to remember anything that might help them decipher the situation. Although they are frightened, they both know that only they can help each other escape this cell. Then, a strange noise rings out in the room, causing Sharon and Phyllis to stop, alert. It is the sound of a door opening from somewhere in the darkness. Both stand still, hearts pounding in their chests, not knowing what will happen next. They have to make a quick decision, risk trying to escape, or continue facing an unforeseen confrontation. The game becomes more dangerous and complicated. Will Sharon and Phyllis be able to uncover the truth behind the game, or will they be trapped forever in the dark trials of the hidden enemy? Everything is still unknown, and both will have to face events that no one could have predicted. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of February 24 to 28 suggest Genoa City can be a revolving door where characters come and go, only to return again. Learn more about the casting changes that will take place over the next 5 days, and a character you'll see much more of by reading below. Cop takes center stage. While Summer Newman and Daniel Romalotti noticed Phyllis Summers was MIA last week, during the week of February 24 to 28, Maria Copeland and Nick Newman will realize Sharon Newman has disappeared without a trace as well. Summer beckoned Chance Chancellor to the GCAC during the Thursday, February 20 show, in hopes that he could help. After all, Chance kind of owes the family one for wrongfully arresting Daniel for Heather Stevens' murder. As Sharon will be gone too, looks like the recurring cop character will get far more screen time over the next 5 days as he investigates the disappearance of the two women. Fans can expect to see him during the Monday, February 24 episode, as Nick and Maria also reach out for help to locate Sharon. Baddie returns or new threat? I and our fans know that Ian Ward is still very much alive, but everyone else in GC believes he's long gone, which means the baddie won't be on anyone's radar when it comes to Phyllis and Sharon's disappearance. Still, is he the one behind this, or could someone else surface as a new threat? At some point during the week of February 24 to 28, the person holding Phyllis and Sharon hostage will be exposed to fans. Both women will be seen gagged and waking up from being drugged on Monday's show. So there's a good chance that Ina will return and is behind this, but only time will tell. Are you excited about the week of February 24 to 28? Share your thoughts below. Watch Y and R on CBS Daily to catch all the drama in GC, and visit this site often for the most up-to-date Young and the Restless news and spoilers. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Victoria Newman may have a furious Summer Newman discovery coming up. Will Claire Newman's mom fight back over Summer's Kyle pursuit? Summer has already been finding subtle ways to pull Kyle closer and try to get inside his head. Since Summer has been making predictions about Kyle and Claire's doomed relationship, she's no doubt hoping she'll be proven right in the end. Victor Newman refuses to give Kyle and Claire his blessing, so Summer knows he's standing firmly against the duo. Of course, Victor isn't someone who gives up easily when he wants something, and what he wants is for Claire to be free of Kyle. This storyline will lead to Summer making some increasingly bold moves to win Kyle back for herself. That's bound to cause trouble with Victoria, since she's so determined to protect Claire from pain and give her a bright future. Claire has had enough struggles for a lifetime as far as her mom's concerned, so Victoria certainly doesn't want to watch her suffer through a terrible Kyle breakup. Although Victoria can't stop Victor from rocking the boat, she may feel differently when it comes to Summer. Victoria could easily witness some moments where Summer's clearly making plays for Kyle and trying to lock in her own reunion. Summer got some comfort from Kyle over Phyllis/Summer's disappearance, so she may see the potential for more moments like that along the way. I and our fans can also expect Summer to exploit the feud between Victor and Jack Abbott as it worsens. Kyle and Claire will be tangled up in the middle of all that, so Summer will try to use the Abbott-Newman drama to her own advantage. What happens if Victoria catches Summer making blatant attempts to pull Kyle back in her direction? At some point, Victoria might even overhear Summer flat out asking Kyle to leave Claire and come back to her. Regardless, there's the potential for Victoria to leap into action for Claire's sake. It'd be great to see some face-off scenes between Summer and Victoria at some point. Victoria won't be happy about her niece's behavior in the coming months, so we'll bring you updates on any backlash Summer will face. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Summer may have to deal with Victoria's protective wrath, so stay tuned for all the Fierce family news ahead. We'll have other terrific Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your go-to why and our source. The Young and the Restless. Crystal Khalil bids farewell, a heartbreaking goodbye. Soap opera fans are devastated as the Young and the Restless star, Crystal Khalil, officially says her final goodbye to Genoa City. The actress, who has portrayed Lily Winters for decades, has made the heartbreaking decision to exit the show, leaving fans in shock and sadness. Crystal Khalil's departure confirmed. Speculation about Khalil's future on Y&R has been swirling for months, but today, the sad news has been confirmed. Her time on the show is coming to an end. The actress, who first joined the soap in 2002, has become a fan favorite, delivering emotional and compelling performances over the years. While details of her exit storyline remain under wraps, sources hint that Lily's departure will be an emotional roller coaster. Will she leave for a fresh start, or will tragedy strike? Viewers are bracing themselves for an unforgettable farewell. Why is Crystal Khalil leaving? Khalil has previously taken breaks from The Young and the Restless, but this time, it appears to be a permanent farewell. The actress has hinted at new career opportunities and personal endeavors as reasons for stepping away. Though she hasn't ruled out a return in the future, fans are heartbroken over the thought of losing her for good. Fans react to the sad news. As soon as the announcement broke, Y&R viewers flooded social media with emotional tributes. Many expressed their gratitude for Khalil's 2-decade-long contribution to the show and shared their favorite Lily Winters moments. One fan wrote, "Crystal Khalil is one of the best actresses on daytime TV. I can't believe she's leaving. Lily Winters will always be iconic." Another added, "The Winters family won't be the same without her. I hope this isn't really the end." What's next for Lily Winters? With Lily's exit looming, the Young and the Restless writers have a major decision to make. Will they recast the role or write Lily off permanently? If history is any indication, Y&R may leave the door open for Khalil's return. For now, fans will have to cherish the remaining moments with Lily and prepare to say goodbye to one of Genoa City's most beloved characters. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease Aristotle Dumas, who has yet to be cast, is set to make his entrance in GC shortly. However, this situation feels reminiscent of Ashlyn Locke, last portrayed by Robert Newman, marking a potential Ashlyn Locke 2.0. Ashland Locke was a corporate raider. Ashland was a formidable force in the corporate world, unafraid to engage in underhanded tactics as a corporate raider. Fans will remember how he even pretended to have cancer during his tenure, showcasing just how far he was willing to go. Eventually, he let his guard down with Victoria Newman, revealing a more complex side to his character, but their love story ultimately ended in chaos. Although Ashland met his demise in 2022, the series seems to lack a character with a similar edge. Aristotle Dumas could be the ideal candidate to fill that void and bring back that intriguing dynamic. Victor recently gave some details on Aristotle. Victor Newman recently shared intriguing insights about Aristotle, hinting at an imminent introduction. According to Victor's conversation with Lily Winters, Aristotle is the true mastermind behind the companies operated by Damian Kane. While Victor is familiar with Aristotle's name, their paths have yet to cross, though that may soon change. Victor alluded to a potential new role for Michael Baldwin, sparking his curiosity about Aristotle. With a newfound interest, Victor might delve deeper into Aristotle's world and arrange a meeting with this enigmatic figure, known for his elusive nature and preference for staying out of the spotlight. Aristotle Dumas looks to be a shady guy. The show is portraying this character as somewhat dubious, particularly after Victor pointed out that he always manages to come out ahead, regardless of market shifts. Aristotle might have compelling reasons for arriving in Genoa City, especially with Damian planning to establish himself there. Damian and Holden Novak were meant to return to Los Angeles to address some urgent matters, which could lead to complications with Aristotle for their oversight. Moreover, no one can refuse an invitation from the illustrious Victor Newman, suggesting that all of this could be paving the way for Aristotle's introduction, so we'll see what happens. It's also interesting to note that Michelle Stafford hinted at David Pressman joining the cast not too long ago. Pressman could have the right look to play a guy named Aristotle. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. Come back here often for the young and the restless spoilers, news, and updates.